Cool. So we're going to talk about potency. So as we have been discussing what potency is, so this is why I've been kind of waiting to explain it. So every time we talk about potency, people always want to talk about it like it's a force. Like it's again, like you have to shape it, like you have to harness it, like you have to just build up to it. But what if it's just you just showing up with the intensity of all of you? So when you hear about potency, what if potency is just everything that you truly are? Every aspect of yourself, all the energies that you truly are, in whatever shape or form it may show up. So it's like if you are around someone who is just showing up as all of them, when we see how intense it is, we sometimes misidentify and misapply the intensity of what they're being with it being a force or with it being an energy that they are holding on to or trying to control or making bigger or greater. So what if it was just the opposite of what it appeared to be? So what if everything is the opposite of what it appears to be? Nothing's the opposite of what it appears to be. Everything's the opposite of what it appears to be. So when you're asking to step into your potency, when you're asking to be potency or be potent, all you're doing is asking to be all of you. Every drop of you that you can be. When you say, I want to step into my potency, I want to step into me, all you're doing is asking to step and be you. It's that easy and it's that simple. It's not a force. It's being. So everywhere you all misidentified and misapplied it as a force, we all be willing to change that, okay? Everything doesn't allow that to change. But it's also an intensity, and it's also a permeation of you as well. Because what's happening is when you are being your potency, you're actually permeating. Okay, you're filtering through people's walls. Remember, there's space between walls. There's space between a person's limitation. So as you are permeating through their limitation, it's almost like there's nothing between you and them. Now, when you go into the judgment and the wrongness of yourself, you take all that stuff inward and you dissipate it. Okay, so in order for a lot of the people, remember earlier I was speaking, every time you go into the perpetual wrongness of you or the perpetual judgment of yourself, in that moment where you go to, oh, I shouldn't have done this and that, there's probably a place of energy or change that you can step into that you're refusing to be. So instead of stepping into potency or instead of stepping into all of you at that moment, you're going into the opposite direction.
We go into judgment.
In judgment, and you step out of the potency. So you're always not in your power. So if you do step into that energy, what reason would you ever have to apologize about anything? Or even judge yourself? Or even step into self-judgment? Because that in itself will change the limitation out of existence. So also, what if when you're asking to step into your potency, what if you're also asking to step into a place of no self-judgment, or where self-judgment doesn't exist? So what if when you perceive someone who is quote unquote in their potency or very potent, what if they're in a place of no self-judgment and in awareness? That just popped in my head, so. What if that's like a space of no judgment? No filters, no walls. If there are any, they're still permeating through them. They're still willing to show up. Because remember how we talked about you can still start your business without having all the pieces together. You don't need to wait to have everything in order for, to start something, to begin your business, to gain clients, to expand your horizons. You don't have to have money to create a phenomenal life. Any questions? You have clarity?
More
More.
clarity.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks. You can hit the red button.